We have been sold a desperate lie, claiming survival is a luxury reserved strictly for wealthy billionaires. We imagine concrete tombs, massive steel locks, and years of supplies hidden deep beneath the earth today.
Movies and novels cemented this myth, convincing us that when sirens wail, life belongs to the elite. But the physics of destruction tell a radically different story about who lives and who actually dies.
Decades of data from American and European civil defense trials reveal a truth that most people ignore.
Unless you are standing directly inside the fireball, your chance of living is significantly higher than anticipated. Survival does not depend on secret fortresses, but on understanding 3 specific variables in the first hours. In a nuclear event, the blast zone is absolute, with vaporization, shock waves, and heat that melts steel. But that ring of total destruction is finite, meaning just miles past that burning edge, skyscrapers remain. Glass shatters and grids fail, yet people survive. But what happens after the flash is the test. Secondary killer is silent, invisible, and delayed, known to the world simply as dangerous radioactive fallout.
Heavy particles are sucked into the mushroom cloud and tossed back down by the wind onto cities.
They coat the city in lethal dust, which is most potent immediately after it lands on ground.
You do not need a custom bunker to beat this, you simply need a shield right now.
That shield is likely the building you occupy, your apartment, your office, or a suburban home basement.
This is not false hope, even though a detonation is undeniably a historic tragedy for our world.
Fixating on the worst-case scenario creates paralysis, but preparation creates options that we can actually use today.
We are here to strip away the panic and look closely at the mechanics of nuclear survival.
This guide uses cold military science to show how ordinary families can drastically increase their survival odds.
The goal is simple: replace anxiety with a plan, using nothing but your standard home construction materials.
Even in nightmare scenarios, life continues for millions, provided they respect the physics of the nuclear weapon.
To survive, you must first identify exactly what is actually trying to kill you in this moment.
Nuclear weapons are machines that output 3 distinct energies: thermal light, concussive force, and deadly ionizing radiation. First is the detonation point, where the fireball sits, a sphere hotter than the core of stars.
If you are here, there is no strategy, because matter ceases to exist within this specific zone.
Surrounding this is the overpressure zone, where the air becomes a hammer, flattening houses and shattering glass.
If caught outside here, survival is statistically 0, but this area is geographically smaller than you think. Even with modern warheads, total ruin covers miles, not continents, which brings us to the thermal pulse.
Before the sound arrives, heat travels at light speed, blistering skin and igniting curtains across great distances. Ducking behind a car or a brick wall in that split second can prevent fatal thermal burns.
Many assume that proximity to a nuke is a death sentence, but history actually disagrees with this. In Japan, people survived surprisingly close to detonations, simply because a wall or hill blocked direct energy.
But the true enemy arrives later, as fallout, when a warhead strikes the ground and pulverizes debris.
It pulverizes thousands of tons of dirt, irradiating them and lofting them high into the dark stratosphere.
As the cloud cools, this material falls back to Earth as gritty, radioactive sand covering the ground.
The first day, this sand emits gamma rays strong enough to destroy human cells upon contact.
This brings us to the golden rule. Go inside immediately, stay there, and use heavy protective materials.
Bricks,
dirt, and concrete absorb this invisible poison, making a damaged house a life-saving suit of armor.
You must understand the clock. From 0 to 10 minutes, do not look at the bright flash.
Get away from windows immediately. From 10 to 6 minutes, the deadly sand begins to land outside.
Being outside is a fatal error. For 24 hours, radiation is at its absolute peak intensity levels. You must remain motionless until toxicity levels crash, allowing you to finally plan your next survival move.
Those who make it through the initial blast face a critical choice regarding exactly where to hide.
A dedicated shelter is a luxury, but a makeshift shelter is a necessity according to engineering studies.
Standard buildings can cut radiation doses by 95% if you just understand the geometry of safety. Radiation moves in straight lines like light, so put mass between your body and the dust outside. Every inch of mass acts as a filter, making distance and density your absolute best friends today. The formula is easy to remember. More layers equals more life, and your home has 3 zones. First is the core. If a basement is not an option, find the geographic center of buildings. Put many walls between you and the outside. Hallways, pantries, and stairwells are superior to living rooms. Second, go low because fallout settles on the roof, so move to the ground floor or below.
Use the earth and upper floors as shields. A cellar is perfect, but central rooms work.
The central room of a first-floor apartment is a strong alternative, but third, you must build fortresses.
Dense items stop gamma rays, so stack mattresses, furniture, water jugs, and packed boxes against the walls.
You are building a cave inside your house to turn a lethal dose into a manageable one.
Windows are your enemy because they are thin and break, so you must stay away from them. Use duct tape or plastic sheeting to seal cracks so the radioactive dust cannot drift inside homes.
Your objective is safety, not comfort, as you will likely be trapped in this space all day.
Do not wander, because radiation decay follows a precise curve, dropping to 10% after 7 hours. It is only 10% as strong as hour 1, and after 2 days reaches 1%.
Your walls do heavy lifting, converting a hallway into a bunker and transforming a fragile house structure.
You create a machine that sustains life, but a new problem arises regarding handling biology inside sealed rooms.
The decisions you make about water and air in this confined space will determine if you survive.
Survival is a game of patience, not bravery. And the first 3 days are the real gauntlet.
Day 1 is strictly for hunkering down, so do not open the door as the world glows.
The outside world is glowing with energy, and a quick run to the car costs your life. Directive is absolute to shelter in place, because panic kills, while logic saves in quiet time.
Use this time to organize water, priority number 1, as you live only days without hydration sources.
Stockpile bottles or fill the bathtub if you have warning, and gather a battery-powered radio for news.
Gather a first aid kit and warm layers, or retreat to the most intact room if broken open.
Shore up the holes and wait for a signal, because emergency broadcasts will eventually transmit safe routes.
Assess your situation carefully, because you can leave your core fortress for seconds at a time now.
You may grab food or use the bathroom quickly, but you must return immediately to the center.
Move with purpose,
and do not touch surfaces that might be dusty while wearing layers you peel.
If you go near a breach in the house, cover your mouth and nose with dense cloth.
Treat the air like smoke and do not breathe it in, because day 3 brings the release.
Radiation is now at a fraction of its initial power, making the outside traversable for short periods.
This is when you listen for evacuation orders, and if relief centers are open, move toward them.
If your shelter is holding, stay put, because your goal is to reach professional aid, not wander.
Fear screams at you to run instantly, but physics tells you to wait, as patience is armor. Stepping outside after 72 hours will be jarring, as the world will look different and much quieter.
This isn't the end of the story. It is the start of the recovery and hard work.
You must navigate the aftermath without poisoning yourself, so decontamination is the priority for anything worn outside.
Before you enter a clean zone or join a group, you must strip off your outer layers.
This simple action removes 90% of the radioactive particles clinging to you and your clothing layers.
Seal those clothes in a bag and banish them. They'll wash your body with soap and water. Never use scalding hot water, since it opens your pores and invites the dangerous toxins inside you.
Wash your hair but skip the conditioner, because it effectively binds radioactive dust to your scalp immediately.
If water is scarce, wipe your skin down with wet rags to keep dust off your face.
You must be suspicious of everything you eat and drink, assuming all water flowing outside is poison.
Stick to sealed bottles or the water inside your hot water heater to ensure your safety now.
Food in cans is safe, but vegetables from the garden are not safe to eat quite yet.
Finally, guard your mind, because the psychological toll is heavier than the physical one, as information slows.
Rumors will fly, and people will be terrified, so you must be the anchor organizing your family.
Structure combats chaos, and communities that band together immediately are the ones that endure, as aid waits.
Modern machine of relief is massive but slow, although eventually, triage tents will rise with supplies.
Your job is to survive long enough to enter that system, and the takeaway is clear today.
You do not need a millionaire's budget, just mass, distance, and a clock before panic sets in.
Survival is not a lottery ticket, but a skill you can learn to prevent becoming a statistic.
A nuclear event would be a scar on history, terrifying and tragic. But history proves one fact.
We are resilient, and families persist despite the terrifying odds faced in the silence after the blast. The difference between becoming a statistic or a survivor comes down to choices made in the silence.
When the sky turns dark, knowledge lights the way. So if you want to be ready, subscribe.
Subscribe to Winds of Thought for more rational guides to extreme scenarios, and hit that like button.
If the sirens went off right now, where is the safest spot in your current building today?
Let me know in the comments below exactly where you would hide if the sirens wailed right now.